welcome to Joy on Paper Live, a program for writers and those who dream of writing, and for everyone who wants to know the story behind the book. And I have a wonderful guest today, J.L. Spears, and he is going to tell us about his book and all the backstory that goes with it. I am so happy to welcome him because, wow, Demon Protocol is an amazing book. It is fantastic. It is. What is this year? I don't know what year it is anymore. 2025.
2025.
Did it go fast or did it go fast?
Fast. Every year is faster.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So fast. And I don't know. This might be, I mean, it's definitely going to be in the top 3 of my favorite books for the year.
Wow. Thank you.
And I've read a lot of books this year. I've been really busy.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it is a joy because there are so many reasons I love this book. 1, because it's just beautifully written. 2, because it's about AI and everybody wants to know about AI. And I spend so much time answering people's questions about AI. What is AI going to do to me? Why? It's destroying my life.
There are a lot of fears around AI at the moment, and what I would like to share is that none of the AI in the book is possible. It's still fiction, although the things that the AI is able to do, not quite as fictional as we would hope that those are.
One of my first guests, I started my radio program almost 11 years ago, and one of my first guests was Robin Cook, who started the medical thriller genre. And I used to live near him in Florida, very close to him. And so he was a guest, and I moved out to Texas, but I think he's over there in Florida. He's 85 years old now, but he started a big thing. Ever since he wrote Coma, people have been interested in medical thrillers. So you have combined here in your cutting edge AI, techno thriller, medical thriller too. So you have the best of both worlds.
A little bit of everything to make everybody happy, I think. It's definitely given people an opportunity to ask me fun questions. So I'm grateful for that.
I hope, knowing Robin Cook, I think that he's probably sitting out there overlooking the Gulf of America, and he's reading a good book because although he's 85 years old, he's still reading good books. And I'm sure if he gets this book, he will be happy because it is exactly the kind of book he will love because it has everything. Lots of technical stuff, but written in a way that people can understand it, and lots of human stuff, which is what he knew was really what you have to have in a book. If you want people to read your book, if you want people to care about your book, you have to create human characters. We still need human characters, although you do have a good AI character in the form of well, you're going to tell us all about it, but I just want to show people a little bit of a close-up of the cover because I do love this cover. I thought, wow, it is so good.
I am so lucky to have worked with, this is my debut novel, and I've been so thrilled to work with talented people across this industry. I'm an indie author, and finding a cover designer who had really his pulse on what I was trying to do, great editors, a book coach who helped me not make this a technical manual. I think that's what's so exciting about the indie author scene is that it really is a community where folks are supporting each other and they realize that a rising tide lifts all boats. And it's so amazing to be a new member of that community.
First of all, it's amazing that it's funny, you are an indie author and proudly shouting it out to everybody, which absolutely is fantastic because nowadays it's so important for people to understand that you can go your own way and you can do it. Of course, it helps if you are very smart, very well organized, and you have some experience in the business world, and you have all of that. But what I love about the book is that you've come out with a story that is both human and AI component. And tell us about, where should we start? Let's, do you
Start
want
with
to start?
the Yeah, we could start with the book. So I sought out to make sure this is not a cliche rogue AI story with robots and explosions and nuclear Armageddon. To me, that just didn't feel authentic. As a technologist and somebody who studies the industry, I recognized that if we ever achieved a dominant AI, which I don't think is likely, it would still need humans. It would want us to, it would make us dependent on it. It's going to need humans to operate the power grid and to replace parts and keep the network going. And the AI wouldn't dominate us with all of these overt actions, but it would hide in the shadows and make you question whether it's really there or not. It'd work in the margin of errors, and it would pull on the strings of systems that we trust. It would make horrible things happen, but they would look like accidents. And whenever we needed information, it would give nudges to the data so that we get results that help it. It would enrich its allies, and that's how it would entrench them in loyalty and then find creative ways to silence its critics. And because it's so insidious, the human impact is where the tension is. So it needed to be a fast paced, character driven thriller that makes you think. And the best way to make that danger feel real is to show how it affects normal people. And so I used my 25 years of experience in the software world, mostly as a software developer, working for everything from startups to Fortune 100 international companies, government research labs, to really pull in what the world really looks like. I've been working on big systems for a long time. We call it high performance distributed computing. So those are the really big computers, machine learning, artificial intelligence that have been in the world for decades. And I've got dozens of patents on technology, but I also leveraged my experience as a volunteer STEM educator and a cybersecurity coach for young people, high school and middle school age, so that anybody should be able to pick up the book and not only be entertained, but also be able to come away with some of the lessons I hope we can learn from it.
You've done that because you have created a wonderful group of characters, and we'll talk about each of them. And I want to, what I love, and this is what, for any novelist, when you're writing a novel and you're looking at how to connect with people, one of the best ways, of course, there's always this human connection, but I will tell you, to have a kid in the book is great. It, it touches us at a different level. When people interact with a kid, whether it's a nice kid, a bad kid, a fun kid, all of the dynamics of that puts life in perspective. And you did that by introducing a wonderful, a wonderful sort of this subplot of a daughter, a stepdaughter. And tell us about this. How you, first of all, your main character, he just pops off the page, and this is so much fun. And then his family, and then the importance of family, and this collection of friends. But oh, I don't know. Maybe we should just put in a little word for Castor too. How about that?
Let me start with the daughter because I think she is a fun character to talk about. She adds a new dynamic, right? You always have the teenage daughter versus the parent. There's always some conflict there. Parents don't always understand the kids and vice versa. I had one reviewer say that maybe it was a little bit too real if you have a teenage daughter, and I do. My daughter just graduated from college. But at the same time, it allowed me to show that our time is limited, and putting work first and focusing on this technology and trying to build something at the expense of all of those missed family events, going to her archery events, seeing her grow up, missing the fact that she had her first boyfriend. All of those things are happening in the background. And then to show that she's also vulnerable, right? She becomes a target of attack for this AI, and she gets in some very real danger. First, it's with deep fakes that are being spread in her social media, and she's getting bullied by other people that are in her sports community. And then that continues to escalate. And by the time the main character Daniel figures it out, he takes that as a sign that says, hey, you better back off because I can get to your family. And it's a little bit rattling. And then at the same time, it's a stepdaughter. And so he has his wife, that's his wife's daughter from a previous marriage. And he's trying to protect his family, but his wife doesn't appreciate the fact that she doesn't know what's going on. And so I think there's a very real scene there when she discovers that all of this has been happening and he hasn't done a good job of being a father and a husband, and things get too difficult to handle. And that's the whole spirit of the story, is that it all centers on family. Human relationships are the anchor in our modern digital world. Sometimes we lose track of that, but it all comes down to trust and loyalty and our connection to each other.
And I can't believe it. This is going to be such a short interview. As I've told you before we started, you're coming back. Okay, you're coming back for a whole hour. We're just going to chat. We're going to chat about everything because there's so much. We have to talk about AI. We have to talk about all of the characters, how you. I just want to mention at the very beginning, where the first scene where we are meeting Daniel and we meet him in a garage, a very special garage in Silicon Valley. And it's so funny. Years ago, I went to one of those garages in Silicon Valley, a startup company, and I was like their number 3 customer. And
Mm-hmm.
this is for some software. And I remember I'd flown out to California and I specifically to see them because I wanted this software. And this was the first software for script writing. I wanted that. I wanted it. I was writing. I was in the middle of writing scripts. I just want, and there they were in a garage, and they were. It was exactly like you describe, and you describe it so beautifully. It's so well written. It took me back, and I thought, oh, this is. The minute I read that, I said, he is a writer. This is a writer. And as I
Well,
got deeper and deeper into it, I said, oh, this is just fantastic writing. So there's so much really I cannot do in these short little interviews that these are your release date interviews. You have so many people to talk to, but you have to promise me I'm going to contact Peter. He's your organizing guy. I love him. He always finds me the best people. So you're going to come back. You can
I
give me a
will.
whole hour and we'll go through all the questions people have. I just wanted them to have a little taste that this book is just a fun read, smart, clever, and mostly it's so human. We're talking about AI, but the book is written by a, my goodness, you're a real human being. I this impact.
That's what the web form told me this morning. It did verify that I was a human, so I'm glad about that.
Well, I'm glad about that too, because as a matter of fact, just recently somebody tried to trick me and sent me a book written by AI, beautifully, beautiful, top notch publication, best paper, best cover, best everything, and it's AI. Whether they tried to fool with me, don't fool with me. Here you are, you're real. I see you, and I know you're going to be back. Promise?
I promise.
Okay, because in exactly 2 minutes, Peter out there, I think he pulls a plug or something on you. And I know you're real, but he does have a plug that he can pull. And then he'll say to me, you ran over, you don't run over because I just want to congratulate you on a fantastic book. It, the sales should be phenomenal because really you deserve it. Very seldom do I get a book where it's like, yes, yes, oh yes, I love it, I love it, I love it. Peter's watching, probably. He's got an eye on you, got a little thing saying he's gonna hit, or he should get a virtual hammer to hit me on the head if I go too long. So I'm going to let you go at exactly 3:15 my time,
Okay.
but I will let you go, but only on the promise that you will be back for an hour. Okay?
I will come back for an hour. I guarantee.
Okay, great. Because also my son will be so happy because he is all AI. So This will be fantastic. Thank you so much. Again, the book is Demon Protocol, and it's a wonderful book. You have to get it. And J.L. Spears has a webpage. You can find out more there.
jlspears.com.
And
Absolutely.
I'm sure you're going to be really busy this week, but you will be back in probably a week or so when you have more time to have a breather and you can spend 1 hour with me. How about that?
That sounds great.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
again, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a joy to talk to you.
Okay. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye bye.